What's up, everybody? We're here at the Famous Chili Company. Guys, we're in the main offices here in Fort Smith, Arkansas. We're here with Joseph, and he has been so kind to invite us to try out some of the chili, to check out the facility, and to just get an overall understanding of what's going on here at Famous Chili Company. So, Joseph, we're honored to be here. Can you tell us some about the products?
Absolutely. So this is our main retail product, Lee. It's the 4-Star Chili, which you'll find in the grocery store by the hot dogs at all your major grocery stores. We also have the Famous Chili, which you'll find at select stores through AWG, such as Harps, for example. They often have both side by side. A little bit smaller chunk size here, a little bit more robust spice, but they're, practically speaking, they're extremely similar. It's the same 100-year family recipe that we've been making for 4 generations. And this is a chili concentrate base. So you can use it to make chili with as little as 6 ounces of water in this brick. So those are concentrated, so we'll add 6 ounces here in a second. But this brick can be so much more. You can use this as is with a brick of Velveeta and a can of Rotel to make one of the best chili cheese dips you'll ever have.
Oh, man.
You can also take tomatoes, onions, beans, and make the best pot of chili ever. And you can also take a little bit of your deer chili or deer meat from last season, or nice ground beef or some Wagyu trim or whatever you want to make a really special pot.
Yeah.
Cook that up in your skillet, add a brick of this in, and add in a bunch of broth or water, tomatoes, onions, beans. It's a chili starter that way, or a chili.
Very nice. I see.
And you can also use it to make taco meat. So if you take a pound or two of ground beef or ground deer, ground turkey, whatever you like, cook it up in your flat top, leave the water, leave the grease, drop a brick of hot concentrated chili into it. You can also saute up a little onion, pepper, tomato, and this will season and flavor your taco meat and increase the yield, and it will absorb a little bit of that water and grease that came off, so you don't waste it in your 80-20 ground beef and pour a bunch of grease down the drain, waste the animal that sacrificed himself, and waste all that work that everybody did to make that product. So you get even more out of your ground beef when you use this to make your taco meat as well. And then, it's served in so many ways, whether it's on a hot dog or burger, fries, tater tots. I love it over white rice. So I keep a pot of white rice in there. And if I have time to eat while I'm here in the day, it's usually I'll heat up a little bit of that rice, go get a little bit of fresh chili. I like the home style, which is the exact same product as this, except we use a little smaller chunks, not much. And we put tomatoes and onions in it and the water so that it's ready to eat. So if you want to make home style, all you got to do is take this and add. I like a can of chili ready tomatoes because they got more seasoning in it, because I like a spicy chili. And if I put beans, I use chili flavored beans. I also like half a cup or a cup of sauteed onion. If I'm in a rush, I'll use granulated, and it works great too to give it a little oniony hit. And then we also have food service items for restaurants, schools, hospitals, nursing homes, feeding centers, camps, all that good stuff. And that's the main product there is the homestyle chili, which is just our 4-Star chili. These are little samples right here, but they'll usually come in a 5-pound tub or 4 3-pound bags to a case. And we have the homestyle chili with beans, which is a little sweeter. It's got more tomato and more onion in it. We've got more variance in chunk size because we actually start with the 4-Star in the pot, dip it down a bit, add tomatoes, onions, and beans, so it gives it more variance. And then the taco meat's fully ready to use. A lot of restaurants use this just as is. Some will kind of do like I suggested with 4-Star, cook up some ground beef and then add some bags of our taco meat in to up their yield and cut their cost. But it's also a great product. All our meat is high quality beef. That's we don't use any partially defatted meat. Everything is ground fresh, daily, whole muscle quality beef. We grind it in the morning, goes into our pots, and we work hard to make the chunk size just as we would like, based on the product we're making. And so it's quality beef and a quality product, but we get so much, we have a lot of economies of scale savings, and we pass those savings on to the end user, as opposed to other meat companies once it gets to the retail space. It's over $4 to $5 a pound right now for a pound of ground beef. I mean, right now, we don't control the price on the shelf. Stores have increased their margin on us substantially. So even though we haven't increased our price much over the last years, we haven't kept up with inflation. They're making a bigger and bigger share on that. But even with all that said, this product's still under $5 in most stores. And That's cooked chili, which is almost all meat and makes 21 ounces of beef chili with water,
Yeah.
or 2.5 pounds if you add some of these, cheaper cans of beans and tomatoes that make it even better. A lot of, less advantaged families growing up will often make a huge pot of pinto beans.
Uh-huh.
And I've been told, especially back in the older days, that, older gentlemen would tell me, oh, my mom, she'd always make a big pot of pinto beans and we'd eat on that all week. And my favorite day was Friday when the pot started getting a little lower and she dropped a brick of chili in there to make it chili beans.
Oh, wow.
And so that's also great. You can use it for chili mac and cheese. I like to also do chili mac and cheese half and half. So I'll make mac and cheese on one side of the plate and I'll make chili on the other side, and then just kind of scoop in the middle and kind of scoop across. Yeah. So I guess we'll start out with the simplest version of our chili, Lee. This is our 4-star chili concentrated. And it's hot, and I'm going to add in this hot water, and it looks like kind of a mess right now, but as soon as you take a few seconds to just whip this together, believe it or not, it's going to incorporate incredibly well to where all that water is going to get sucked up till it makes a nice roux-based gravy. Other chilies on the market often use oatmeal in their chili, which we do not use any oatmeal filler or anything like that. And so you can see it's nice and a chunky, beefy product.
Oh, yeah.
Nice big chunks. And if the chunks are a little too big for your use, if you're gonna do hot dogs, you can take a fork and just kind of mash them down and real fast, and it'll make a great hot dog sauce if you like small pieces. A lot of people like this nice big chunks on their hot dog.
Yeah, I'm a chunk fan myself, so.
Yeah.
Because I'm a chunk, I like chunky food. It's good.
Thank you. So this is our 4-star, and this is again just with water. And you'll get to try it here in a second with tomatoes and onions instead.
Nice.
Give that a whirl, see how that
All right.
is for you.
Here we go. And guys, now we got double angles here. My perspective, some of y'all see, and perspective here. So I'll talk about the glasses as we're recording, and we're getting a close look. Here we go, guys. Oh, that's nice. Instantly, what I like about this, it's an instant comforting and smooth feel with the way they got the seasonings. That is very nice.
And if you like it spicier or thicker, you can add less water. If you want more spice, you want more flavor, you can hit it with a little cayenne, a little garlic, a little more chili powder.
Yeah.
It's really every man's chili. We try to make it not too hot, not too spicy, not too
It is
thick or thin.
very well balanced. And to me, this is restaurant grade, so this doesn't have that funky aftertaste that like canned chili would or other type of packaged chilies. This is actually has no aftertaste whatsoever. This is restaurant grade, so that's a wonderful little subtle spice to it. Not even overwhelming at all, but just a nice little kick, just a little bit. Very nice.
And this starts, Lee, with a minimum 1 hour cook time. A lot of places, other chili companies, even those restaurant grade chilies, they won't cook. They refuse to cook their chili for more than about 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And by doing that, even if they're using quality meat, which they're not, beef needs to have a good, solid 1 hour cook to make sure that any off flavors, anything can possibly be ensured that it's cooked to perfection and you have a smooth, solid broth.
Yeah.
We start with a quality product going in. We ensure a quality cook time, and either me or my cousin or one of my uncles who all work here, or my dad is in there every day tasting every single batch.
Oh, wow.
To ensure consistent spice, consistent quality, no off taste. And it's not taste just once. We taste the batch at least twice. Once before we mix anything into it, because it cooks for a solid hour before anything touches it, other than meat and water. And then at that point, it's mixed if ready. And then once it's done, it's tasted again to ensure spice, thickness, saltiness, everything is perfectly on par.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. That every batch that they got going through there is inspected like that. That's by family members. That's awesome.
Now this, Lee, is just like what you just had. And you can actually make that very easy with just a little bit of canned tomatoes and a little granulated onion.
Yeah.
So it's just a few extra seconds, and it'll make the product even more affordable for the end users, and it'll be better. So that is 4-star chili, but with tomatoes and granulated onion and a little water.
Okay.
And that's home style chili. That's what we sell in the restaurant.
No, that's so good.
Thank you.
Do you guys by chance got a napkin?
Absolutely.
I'm gonna end up making a Let's go to Portsmouth. We got this awesome facility. That is really good. Again, everything's, the distribution is smooth and wonderful. Thank you. And everything he just told us, you can actually taste that in the story that he gave us. You can tell it's high quality. Wow.
And just to give you a little bit of our history here, so this is my grandfather and his brother in the second generation of the company in their teen years with the famous truck in the back. We used to distribute the chili ourselves all around Fort Smith and Arkansas. And actually, these two boys and their other brother, it was Joseph, Dub or Albert, and Tommy, and they all three went into World War II in 3 different military branches. One joined what's now the Air Force, but part of the Army Air Force.
Yeah.
One joined the Army, which is my grandfather, and then Dub joined the Navy. And as they were gone, the wives of the family and the sisters and the mom, the women of the family, got on train cars all around Arkansas with little ice boxes back before refrigerated trucking, and distributed to all the local grocery stores all around Arkansas, and expanded our distribution. So when the boys came home from the war, all of them made it home miraculously.
Man.
And
well, I didn't know that. I mean, Lord, there's so much good rich history here.
and then they all started their own chili companies, actually. So my great-grandfather's company, which became kind of my grandfather's, who purchased that and acquired it.
Yeah.
And then my Tommy, he started a company. Thomas, his son's Tommy, actually.
Yeah.
Thomas started one in Bristow, Oklahoma, which
Okay.
went from the 1950s all the way to the 1990s. This one started in the 30s, 1935 is what we claim. But we were the famous cafe as early as at least 1928.
God.
And so in the 1920s, 30s, 40s, 50s, we were the famous cafe in Fort Smith. And we also had a cafe in Russellville that lasted all the way to the 90s that my cousins and second cousins ran, and fed all the school children in Russellville at the junior high and high school.
Man.
And all the kids ate there after school every day. And they had chili dogs and hot dogs and all that good stuff. And we became famous for the chili back in the 20s, 30s, and that's when we started packing it up, and by 1935 selling in the grocery stores.
That is amazing. I mean, it's just so, you guys got such a good history in Arkansas itself, it sounds like. Just spread around.
Yes, Arkansas, and we're as much an Oklahoma company as we are an Arkansas
Now,
company.
tell me more about that. I didn't know that. I didn't.
So my Uncle Thomas in the 50s, after the war, he decided he wanted to go off and make another chili company to expand our distribution. Because back in that time, you couldn't transport the product very far due to refrigeration, lack of refrigerated trucking. And so as long as he was more than 50 miles from here, he was still his own. And so it was the same company, same recipe, and they had Famous Chili. They actually sold Famous in Oklahoma, and we sold this label in Arkansas.
I see.
And we both respected that. And then we each had our own chili, which was just another label essentially. This used to be a cheaper product. So some of the older people might say, "Oh, 4 Star's not as good as Famous." It's because we used to use other parts of meat in this. We would use, now they're both premium beef chilies, which means no tail meat, no head meat, no organ meat, no pure fat, nothing less than 20, but we actually say 25.
Yeah.
Less than 25% lean goes into this, but we have a ratio where the meat is is quite lean, but we incorporate different quality pieces such as briskets, chuck trim, that kind of good stuff to make our gravy and to make our pieces of meat. So we have a certain percentage to make a quality beef gravy
I see.
that goes into our roux, and then we have leaner meat that goes into our chunks.
Okay.
So there's no hydrogenated oil in there. There's none of that really bad stuff for you in there that's often present in other chili
I think that
products.
may be where those aftertastes come from. Some people may taste other brands or whatever. There's absolutely no aftertaste in either one of these so far. I love it.
So there's also a type of beef called partially defatted beef that you'll see on the label of other chilies, and that stuff gives some bad smells too.
Really?
Absolutely, and that aftertaste. One of the things a lot of people say is, I can't eat chili because it gives me heartburn.
Right.
But the other people say, if they've ever tried our chili, they say, your chili is the only chili that doesn't give me heartburn. And so I guess that might have something to do with that, but I often
Very
hear
much
that.
so, because I experience that too when I eat other chilies. And as much as I love it, even when I make chili, seems to be a little bit of a street race down the old pipe. But this here, I didn't notice that. Yeah, I didn't have that burn or nothing like that. Very nice.
Thank you. Yeah, and these are some of my grandma's recipes on here too. You know, to make home style, she suggests a can of Rotel or chili flavored tomatoes and a can of beans, ideally chili flavored beans. For the chili cheese dip, that's the Rotel I mentioned. She also has here an enchilada casserole, a chili Rolano casserole, a basic meat filling, which is essentially that taco recipe I suggested you guys. Quick tamale casserole, taco casserole. All that can be made with 4-star chili, and can be used in all the ways
Very
here,
nice.
whether it's waffles.
And we'll
tacos.
share that on the video too for y'all.
Awesome.
That way they can have you guys out there can have a visual and stuff. Is this bowl here?
So that's just a demonstration of the concentrated chili.
Gotcha.
That's what it looks like without the water. Now, sometimes we get reviews like, "Oh, it's dry." But did you put the water?
Oh,
of course
forgot
it's
to
dry.
put the water.
Yeah.
Oh,
So a lot of people don't realize that even though it does say makes 21 ounces with water or over 2 pounds per our recipe.
Yeah.
And on the back we provide that tomato and bean and onion recipe. A lot of people don't realize that this is a concentrated chili base or chili starter or chili ingredient to make whatever kind of taco meat or basic meat kind of seasoning to any kind of thing you want to make seasoned beef, whether you're making tamales or burritos or enchiladas. You can always cook up a pound or 2 of ground beef, a little onion and tomato if desired, 1 hot brick of chili, no water, mix it together, and it makes a basic meat filling for
Gotcha.
Southwestern dishes.
Boy, I love it. I love it. I definitely, guys, and we've got a lot of people out there, you guys that are new to the area, a ton of you. And there's a lot of us locals who've been here forever. I didn't know this place was here for many years. And now I've learned recently that it's here. So to everybody that either lives here and didn't know that this place was here, or those of you that are brand new, I am highly recommending this. If you've got a restaurant, if you've got some type of organization or something or whatever, any kind of event even, these guys will help you out. They'll be the ones to get a hold of because they're going to hook you up. This is great chili, guys. And man, it's really good. I would score this. Now, guys, we're doing a location review. So based on a location review, I'll give this chili for its class a definite 10 out of 10. Wonderful.
Thank you very much, Lee.
I can eat that whole bowl. I better be careful. Awesome.
Turn the light on for y'all.
Ooh, nice and chili. Ha, get it? Chili. Oh, man. So right now it is like super sub temps in here. What's the temperature you think in here?
About 5 degrees.
5 degrees, yeah. I ain't gonna lie, it feels really good for a big boy in warm weather. This feels good to me. But in about 10 minutes, I'll be like, let me out.
Yeah, so there's a lot of chili in here, so that's 105 cases, so 1 stack is 210. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 10, 15. 15 stacks of 210.
Wow, man.
So that's at least 3,000, a little over 3,000 pounds. That's just the 4-star right here. And then everything else here is primarily food service chili.
Yeah. Very awesome. All right, guys, we had a wonderful tour. I hope you guys really enjoyed everything. We are just super ecstatic. This is a 10 out of 10 facility. So they get for their location review, they get a 10 out of 10. Chili was awesome. Joseph, let us know what's going on, man. Let us know what's going on.
Absolutely. Lee, it was very nice to meet you. And Lonnie, of course. Thank you all for coming out, and thanks for your time and for trying Famous Chili. Try the 4-star chili in the grocery store by the hot dogs and the yellow and red box.
Have a good one, guys.